Hi everyone and welcome to my video where I'm going to be introducing CSS. So let's go ahead and get started. So CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets, and what that means is it helps your website look better by giving it some style. So for instance with HTML we learned that you can structure your website by using elements and tags, but they don't have styles to them unless you give it the style attribute or unless you do something like this. And using CSS is actually very good. And you should try to use CSS wherever you can by giving it the class attribute, by using the class attribute, instead of giving each element its own style attribute and doing one specific style for one specific element. With CSS, you're able to give all of your elements the same kind of look and feel so that you don't have to keep repeating the same thing on each. If you have multiple pages on your website, you don't have to keep repeating the same style over and over, so you don't have to keep doing copy and paste. For instance, back in the day, if you wanted to give an element some style or change its font or whatever, you would actually have to use the font tag, and you would have to specify the font if you wanted it different from what the default is by using the font tag. And you would have to specify for every element that you want instead of just using CSS to make it look the same. So let's kind of just go over some very basics. So first, with CSS, what you can use it for is, as I've said before, is you can use it to make your website look better. And you can even design your layout of your website with CSS. So now let's go into some actual coding example. So here I have a little demo that I made, and you can see that I have 2 paragraph tags and then 3 divs, right? And then some stuff inside the divs. Let's look into the first paragraph tag here. So I have an hello world that's being displayed right here. And you can see that up here, the style, and by the way, the style element here is inside of the head element. So when you use CSS and you do styling on the same page, make sure that the style is in the head. So anyway, I have a style element here, and inside here I have a P selector. So what this P is it's selecting the tag. So any element that has a P tag in it, so these paragraphs will have bolding and it will have the color red. So here you can see that this is bolded and it has the color red. And same with this one, right? And I didn't have to specify anything within the actual element because it's selecting it just off of this P right here. Now, a different type of selector is by class. So here you can see that I have a little period right here, and then I have a class name that I just made up myself, style1. And you can see that here this first div has style1. So what style1 does is it will set the background color to black, and it will set the color of the text to white. So here you can see that the first div, I am style1, right here, has a background black, and the color of the text is white. So now let's say that I wanted to do another div, like down here, right? Div with the same kind of look and feel, right? Style1, hello world again. Save, refresh. And I didn't have to specify the background color or the color again. I just had to specify the class by writing the class attribute equals and then the style. So this saved me a lot of time, right? And so let's look at the next one. Here I have another class with style2. And you can see that I am style2. So here the background color is blue and the color is white. Background color is blue and the color is white. And then a third type of way to do a selector is by using the hash sign or the pound sign. And what this does is it selects the ID. This is saying that any element that has the ID my special div, give it this style, which right now is just font size increase. So here you can see that this div right here has the ID of my special div with the text I am a special div. And you can see here that the text is 40 pixels large. Now, Another thing here is that you can actually have multiple classes within one element. So here you can see that this div is style 1, this div right here is style 1. And they're both black with white text. They're both black with white text right here. And you can have multiple styles with multiple classes within one element. So let's say I wanted to do another style 3, font size 40 pixels, save. And now what I can do here is, in addition to style 1, I can also give it style 3. And I separate the styles by a space. So let's refresh here. You can see that now the background color is black, the color of the text is white, and the size is 40 pixels. So it's taking style 1 and it's taking style 3 and combining them together. Now another way that you can implement styling outside of this is by putting the style inside of a specific file. So here you can see that I have a file here called style1.css. Now the way that I created this was just like this. I can name it anything, site.css. Let's just, okay. And let's just open it up. Visual Studio Code. And what we can do here is just take all of this, put that here. We can actually take out these tags. And now, let's just save this. And let's see what happens. So everything got reverted, right? So what we can do here is we can point this HTML file and to this CSS file and say that we want this CSS file to be included in our styling here. So the way that we do that is with a link tag, right? So we use link and then we say href and then we say which CSS file we want. And then you do rel and then style sheet. And then save and then refresh. And then you can see here that now it's taking the style from here. So now we've separated our styles from our HTML and it's making it less cluttered, essentially, is what this is doing. And you can have multiple style sheets here. So you see here, you may have seen that I have, style1.css. It doesn't have anything in it right now, but let's say I wanted to include that in here. I would just do this. I would just copy paste and then say I want this this file, this style CSS file, and specify that it's a style sheet, and then it would be included. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this introduction to CSS. And if you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All right, everyone, have a good rest of your day. Thanks.